We are now finding out today that the remake of the 1960s Steve McQueen action movie Bullitt is confirmed, and it's going to be starring Bradley Cooper in a movie directed by none other than Steven Spielberg. Now, I personally would prefer Spielberg at this point in time in his career to not fuck around with the remakes, to not mess around with reboots, to not do anything like that. I would say at this point in time, the best course of action for Spielberg is to focus on his original properties, the original things that he wants to make. Like The Fabelmans is definitely an original thing. I mean, West Side Story was a remake that did get him a lot of award recognition and things like that, and a couple awards last year, but it's like The Fabelmans is something I'm more interested in seeing. His original properties are something that I'm more interested, because look, he has got less time than he has more time. Does that make sense? I think we all can get it. The clock is ticking. The sands in the hourglass are moving themselves down, and we want Steven Spielberg to tell as many stories as humanly possible. But I kind of really would rather him go and do something else entirely than doing a remake. But saying here, Bradley Cooper is set to star in Steven Spielberg's upcoming film, an original feature based on the character Frank Bullitt, the no-nonsense San Francisco cop played by Steve McQueen in the 1968 action thriller Bullitt. So this is an original feature featuring the character Bullitt. It's not a remake. Okay, I think we can kind of agree that it's still going to probably end up being a little bit of a remake here. Anyway, it says Josh Singer, the Post and Spotlight, is writing the screenplay for the film, which is currently in development at Warner Brothers. Though plot details haven't been revealed, the forthcoming production is expected to follow Bullitt on an entirely different exploit than McQueen's original. Yeah, for right now, but what we're talking about here is David Zaslav, who is absolutely a boomer, and he's going to want something that feels like the 1968 original. Anyway, Warner Brothers released the original Bullitt, which was directed by Peter Yates and based on the 1963 novel Mute Witness. In what became McQueen's most notable role, he portrayed a detective who investigates the death of a mob informant he was hired to protect. The movie is famous for including one of the most iconic and exciting car chases in cinema history, with McQueen doing his own stunts in a modified Ford Mustang. Bullitt became a critical hit in commercial smash, generating $42 million on a $4 million budget and winning 1 Oscar. You got to love it here. You got to absolutely love it. That it was a $4 million budget in 1960s dollars. So obviously not that much today, but still generating 10 times the profit has done well. Cooper will also produce the movie, and that's actually pretty cool. Also, McQueen's son, Chad McQueen, and granddaughter, Molly McQueen, will executive produce. And I think that, to me, says something very interesting about just where we're going to find this particular, kind of story. It's like, if his kids are producing the movie, right? If his kids are very much helping out with that, it's going to be more of a remake of this. It's going to be a soft reboot. I think Reed says it right. A soft reboot makes the most amount of sense. But still, what we're looking at is something that's going to be, I'm hoping hard hitting. I'm hoping fast paced. I'm hoping that Spielberg, brings his game to it. I think he will. I think he'll bring a lot to it. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I'm not against this movie. I'm not against this movie in any way, shape, or form. Shape or five. What the hell? Shape. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I think it's going to be a fun movie to watch. Bradley Cooper in an action role is always something that I enjoyed. When he played, when he was in the A-Team, I thought he was great in the A-Team. I really enjoyed that movie. Would have loved for a franchise to blossom off of that one. And I feel like, now that he's got his directing chops out of the way and he knows what he wants to do, him coming in and doing some of these roles might actually lead to him being able to direct his own action-packed movie down the road, which I think would actually be a pretty good thing. And who knows, it could turn into a particular franchise. If this is based on a book, franchise, then we could get a fair amount out of this. And Bullitt is always one that people seem to refer to, but I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. I know of this movie. I'm aware of this movie. I've never actually seen Bullitt. So now if it's on, it's got to be on HBO Max. If it's Warner's, and they're building a movie around it. Clearly, they're hoping people are going to check it out. Maybe this might be one worth diving into. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think about it, because I am curious on your thoughts.